Hey guys, this is the Pro Second Firearms channel, and in this video I want to give a quick overview of my latest acquisition. Picked this up at a local pawn shop for $4.29, and it's a Chinese-made Norinco 1911A1 clone. And these are actually considered one of the better quality 1911 clones you can get. They actually stopped importing them in the 90s, and so for that reason, and for the quality of manufacture, they're actually the values on these are actually going up. On Gunbroker, in original condition with the box and papers, these can be $600 or more. But this one didn't come with any of the original box or paperwork. Came with one 7-round magazine, and it apparently has some modifications by the previous owner. They redid the finish, because originally these guns come with kind of a matte blue, and this is some type of some kind of new coating. I'm not sure if it's a Duracoat or a Cerakote or what it is, but it's kind of a unique, I don't know, kind of a medium gray bronze kind of color, but it seems to be a pretty durable finish, whatever it is. These are, as factory, these were basically almost identical to the U.S. military issue 1911A1s, but some things have been changed on this gun. They changed the trigger from just the basic GI type to a 3-hole trigger. This is a non-GI kind of semi-beaver tail grip safety. You've got an extended slide stop on there. Sticks out a lot more than the GI style. You've got an extended safety, which I kind of like. Not really a fan of that slide stop. It sticks out just a little bit too far, and I find it kind of digs into my hand a little bit when I'm using a two-handed thumbs forward grip. So I'm probably gonna end up kind of downgrading to more GI type parts. Might keep the thumb safety. I kind of like that. It works pretty good. It feels pretty comfortable. But definitely gonna swap out that extended slide stop. Gonna put a GI type short trigger on there. I'm gonna replace this flat mainspring housing with a curved one. May end up changing the grip safety, but that one's not too bad. It's not it's not really GI style, but it's not that it's not really the curved up beaver tail, and the hammer appears to be original GI type. So I have had a chance to shoot this. I've brought it home. I changed the grips on it. Didn't care for the grips it came with. They were kind of a strange pattern. There was a kind of a large checkerboard, light and dark pattern. So I had these Magpul grips laying around, so I kind of threw them on there, and I'm actually going to get a replace those with kind of a traditional double diamond checkered wood grip, but these work pretty good for now. So I actually have shot this once today, actually, and it shot pretty good. I put 50 rounds of Federal aluminum case, full metal jacket through it, and it shot those flawlessly. Real nice trigger on this gun. It was pretty easy to get good groups with it. Actually, but with the good ergonomics and the nice light smooth trigger on it, it kind of instinctively wanted to kind of pick up my pace and shoot faster and faster. So my group, some of my groups opened up a little bit, but if I worked at it, this gun can shoot pretty tight groups. Probably in the hands of somebody a little bit better than me. I'll show you actually my target over here. see, you've got a couple good groups on the head there. Took a few shots at the little man in the corner and in the center there. Ate away at the center pretty good, but it was a lot of that was pretty fast shooting. Didn't get much of a sight picture on a lot of those shots, so that some of those groups opened up, but mostly pretty decent. The gun is certainly capable of making pretty good groups if you do your part. So pretty satisfied with that. I did end up having one problem with the gun. I shot 8 rounds of Remington 230 grain jacketed hollow point through it, and did have one fail to feed on the jacketed hollow point. The bottom of the barrel feed ramp kind of overhangs the frame feed ramp a little bit, and for that reason I think the bottom edge of like the mouth of the hollow point caught on that, and that was kind of the source of the fail to feed. That barrel overhang is a problem that crops up on 1911s once in a while, and not really an issue with Full Metal Jacket. I mean, that just kind of, those fed perfectly, but do have a problem with those hollow points, so might look into trying to maybe having the barrel ramp modified or something like that to try to fix that problem. But for now, it's a great range shooter. I mean, you could carry it if you were comfortable with carrying Full Metal Jackets, which I'm not really. I'd rather have hollow points, but still, certainly plenty effective even with Full Metal Jackets. I want to do a quick field strip and reassembly on this gun, just to show those who don't know how to do it, show them how to do it, and also give you an idea what the inside of this gun looks like after an unknown number of rounds fired through it. First, you press in the guide rod plug right here. Swing this clockwise. Release tension on the guide rod plug. And swing the bushing counterclockwise. Pull it out. Push the slide back to where the disassembly notch lines up with this spot on the slide stop. Press in on the opposite side of the slide stop and pull it out. Push this slide forward off the frame. Take out your spring guide rod and your spring. Push your link forward here. Take your barrel out. Now this, I assume, is the original barrel on this gun, but this is not the original barrel link. Has a little cutout right there. This is actually, from what research I've done, this link is part of a system called Dwyer Group Gripper, which, if this system was complete, there would be a full-length guide rod with a little spring-loaded flange in it that actually put pressure in this little cutout and kind of levers the barrel up, up into the slide, and supposedly give you tighter groups. But I guess they didn't have all the parts in here. Just all that remains of that system in this gun is just this link, but seems to function perfectly fine just with that link and just the basic GI guide rod. Pretty basic. This is a Series 70 type slide with no firing pin block, so that's nice and simple. Here's your frame, and the issue I was referring to earlier with the overhanging barrel. This is kind of what that looks like. I'm not sure how well that shows up on camera, but the bottom of that barrel ramp kind of overhangs the ramp on the frame when it's back in place there, and that's kind of where the problem with the hollow points is occurring. It's kind of getting caught on that lower edge of that barrel ramp. So I have to see if anything can be done to address that. So we'll go ahead and put our gun back together. Take your barrel, link forward, slide it back into the slide. Your spring and your guide rod. Take the closed end of the recoil spring and put it on the guide rod. And this little curved section lays against the barrel. With the link forward, light back on the frame, line up the rails. Line up the little disassembly notch with that cutout right there. You gotta get your slide stop back in. Put your pin in the hole there. That's the kind of the tricky bit, is that you have to get the slide stop pin to line up with that link. So it looks like that's lined up. We'll put that through. Then to get the slide stop to actually pop back up into place, you've got to take some of the tension off the plunger spring right here. So helps to kind of press that in with your fingernail or some kind of tool. Go. Go ahead and put our recoil spring plug back on. Slide our barrel bushing back in. There we go. Not quite as easy as something like a Glock, but not too hard either, you know. A little bit of practice, you know, most people can get the hang of that pretty easily. This is the first video in what will be a short series on this gun, just to show you what it, basically what it looked like when I got it. In later videos, I'm going to show what it looks like with the parts that I add, and maybe updates on its shooting performance. So that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick overview of my new to me Norinco 1911, and thank you for watching. the Pro Second Firearms channel, where we exercise the first to support the second.